Leo, I tried to film your reading several days ago. I was so convinced that it was the right time to do your reading, but it just was not coming together. No matter how many times I tried, the energy was just off, and it was very frustrating. Eventually, I just walked away, gave up, and now, several days later, the window is wide open to do your reading, and it feels so much better. And I feel right out of the gate that that's a message for you. Give yourself permission to restart something or reset your energy relative to something. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to take a break and to give yourself some space from a project, a relationship, fill in the blank, anything. It's okay, right? And when you do that, you really give your whole system an opportunity to reset, and then you can come back to that thing with fresh energy and a new perspective. There is also something here about the need to bring your creativity to the table. There's this urge in you, I feel, that hasn't been fully expressed. An urge in you to put elements together that other people never would, right? The analogy that's coming to me is clothing. Some people say, don't put two different patterns together or two different types of florals together or something like that, right? But there's this urge in you to want to do that, to bring elements together that other people normally wouldn't because of rules or, I don't know what, preconceived notions or whatever. Let that part of you out. Really let that part of you out to play. When you color outside the lines and you be radically original, I'm hearing, not only are you opening up your own energy to more opportunities, you're also giving other people permission to do the same. Okay? Okay. With that said, let's pull some cards for you and see what other messages want to come through. I'm going to start off with some oracle cards and we'll see where it takes us. Highest and best messages for the collective of Leo, please, Spirit. Okay. Ooh, scrying, divination, number 28. I feel like you've been holding yourself back in some way. You've been kind of waiting in the shadows, I'm hearing. Waiting for what? I don't know. Waiting for what? You perceive that there's a perfect moment to show up, to say something, to do something. But there really is no perfect moment. It's just, are you ready? But in this kind of waiting energy that you've been in, you've learned a lot. There's so much wisdom to be gained from stepping to the sidelines, I'm hearing, and watching for a while rather than participating. So I feel like that's what you've been doing. You've been more the observer lately, maybe right now, You're more the observer. You see things other people don't see. You're watching. And that's incredibly valuable. But there also comes a moment where the question arises, okay, Leo, what are you waiting for? When are you going to become a player in the game? There is no perfect moment. It's just your perfect moment. Are you ready? Do you want to? At the bottom of the deck is number 31, Grimoire, and the keyword is authenticity. It reminds me of the Ace of Pentacles, right? Potential for growth and abundance. You want to bring your authentic energy forward into your work, into your relationships, into life. Right? You want to bring more of your authenticity forward. And maybe it relates to what I was picking up at the beginning. Allowing your creativity to flow. Putting those two floral patterns together that nobody else would, right? Just for fun, just to see, because it's new, right? It's an impulse. Nobody else would think to do that but you. That's really special. But you see, when you put these two together, there's almost like this feeling of waiting to act on authenticity. That's what I'm really picking up. And I think this is the moment. 717 on the timer. It feels like this is the moment. This is the main message coming through. The moment for you to step forward into your life with authenticity is the moment you decide it's time. It's a decision, right? And there's a certain element of spontaneity that has to be involved. You cannot plan authenticity. You know, I mean, really, ultimately, you can't. Structure is important, thinking ahead is important, but authenticity boils down to this willingness to be spontaneous and letting go of planning, you know, meeting the moment, 8:08 on the timer, meeting the moment, fully present, and just seeing what arises out of yourself. So I feel like the universe is just saying to you, Leo, we're ready. Life is ready for you. People are ready for you. The world is ready for you. As soon as you're ready, we're ready. Step forward and shine through. And life will meet you there. Okay? That's beautiful. Any other cards want to come forward? No. Okay. Let's go into tarot here. I am using, look at that. I am using the Mind's Eye Tarot for you. Let's see. All right. Let's go in a little bit more here. Show me Leo's energy. Just show me Leo's general energy right now, please, Spirit. Yeah, the scrying card is number 28, which reduces to 10. So there is some kind of cycle here that's completing. A cycle maybe of you standing to the side. Again, I'm getting the word sidelines. Like you've needed for yourself, you've needed to kind of step to the side for a while to gain perspective on something, right? I mean, it is all tying together to the first thing that I said. You needed to walk away from something, get some space from something, to clear your own head, to see something from a new perspective, a new vantage point. But now, like, that moment is ending. Maybe this has been weeks, days, months, but it's ending. And now you're starting to feel that little tingle inside your heart, your gut, whatever it is. You're starting to feel there's this dawning realization that I think I'm ready to play the game again, to step back in, off the sidelines, onto the field, more authentic. The Hierophant for your overall energy. Wow, look at that ring of fire or something. That ring around her. Nine of Pentacles. Ooh. I feel like you have been deepening your spirituality, deepening your connection to spirit, to source, to life, whatever you want to call it. That's part of why you've needed to take some low-key time on the sidelines, right? I mean, scrying implies connection to the unseen. So in this time that you've been taking for yourself, you've let's see, strengthened the bond, I'm hearing, strengthened the bond to your spiritual path, and nurtured your own energy in a way. You really did need to do this. Take time away. But you've nurtured yourself enough now that you're feeling, it's kind of like the feeling of being recharged and you're ready to go back in on the field, right? Yeah, Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. You're having an awakening. You're having a pretty major awakening right now about who you really are and how you want to show up. Maybe even an awakening around your role in life relative to other people. What, again, like what you bring to the table, the value you bring to other people. You are that person who will be bold enough to even think about putting those two florals together. I'm just going to keep using that analogy, right? But apply it to your life, right? You're that person who's here to break the mold and break patterns of habit. You know, people fall into patterns of behavior over time. They just kind of keep showing up in the same way. They keep saying the same things, doing the same thing. And to some extent, that's helpful. Sometimes we need to just run on autopilot. But your role in life, what your authentic energy does, is it helps people to break those robotic patterns, and in you coloring outside the lines, you show other people that coloring outside the lines is possible for them too, right? So there's this awakening around who you really are and your role in life. Okay, so let's see. What's the challenge for Leo? What's the challenge that Leo is currently facing? There is something about timing. I don't know. What's the challenge for Leo Spirit? What challenge is Leo currently facing? Four of Cups. Look, it's just like that scrying card. She's even in water. She's standing in water. Just like she's in a puddle of water. Ace of Pentacles. I called it. I called it. There's fear around taking action on your own potential. There's some kind of fear. It's kind of like, well, hang on. What's at the bottom of the deck? Page of Cups. Well, I just feel like now is the moment to act. But you're hesitating. You're hesitating. Why is Leo hesitating? The Lovers. It's almost like it's safer. You perceive that it's safer to stay on the sidelines, quote unquote, in a way. I mean, you're not wrong, right? It kind of is safer in a way to just detach and focus on yourself, not put yourself out there so much, not make bold moves, take risks, right? In a way, you're right. It is safer to just be in your own world, nurturing yourself, focusing on yourself, developing yourself, loving yourself. 10 of Swords. This goes back to what I was saying. The scrying card reduces to number 10. 10. If you step back onto the field, into the game of life, you know you cannot be who you used to be anymore. That was the whole point of taking a time out for yourself, so that you can reset your energy relative to something, maybe life in general. You needed to reset your energy, and you have. But now you know it's like this is the final moment. And when you put your toe back on the field of life, you put yourself back in the game, it's over. Like, this is the moment you really get to prove to yourself that you're not who you used to be. You're not going to fall back into old patterns. You're not going to hurt yourself in ways that you used to by stifling yourself, swallowing your truth, not being as bold or creative as you really wanted to be, whatever it is for you. So there's understandable hesitation, even though you can feel this Ace of Pentacles. He's like, yeah, I know, I can feel it. Like, there's nothing stopping me but me anymore. Okay. As long as you have that awareness, you can work with that. You can really work with that. What's the advice for Leo? Knight of Wands. Ho ho ho. Okay, dragonfly energy is coming forward here. Knight of Wands. Just go. Just go. Like, don't think too much about it, because the more you think, the less authentic you are in a way. Like, thinking has its place in life, right? But at some point, thinking too much, it's dragging you out of your new upgraded authentic energy, right? It's dragging you out of this just delicious, like fully nurtured, connected energy that you've developed for yourself. Don't think, just go. It's literally reminding me of like a football player, and he's been waiting on the side for his turn to play, and the coach goes up to him and taps him on the shoulder and says, all right, go. Right? Go on the field. And then he charges forward. There's no time to think. Of course you could. You could spend the rest of your life on the sidelines if you wanted to. You totally can. There's no right or wrong. There's no judgment. It's just whenever you're ready. There's a really alchemical, powerful degree of trust that you have to have in yourself. Trust in your own energy and your own embodiment. Trust in who you are. When you throw yourself back into the game, you can trust that you will meet the moment with power, and your authentic energy will be more than enough. Six of Cups. The part of you that's scared is just, it's like a little kid, right? It's your inner child. Your inner child is just afraid. I feel like when you really nurture that scared little kid that says, yeah, but what if they judge me? What if I'm too big? I'm too bold? I'm too loud? Or you disrupt the norm. That's part of your gift that you bring to the world. You awaken people out of their slumber of repetition, right? And so some people are going to be triggered by you. When we're authentic, that's how it goes. Some people just aren't going to resonate with you. That's okay, right? All of this fear of judgment and not being good enough or being too much, right? It's your inner child. And I'm looking at this as soon as you turn around and you start caretaking that fear within you, that inner child within you, and you say, it's okay, I hear you, I see you, I feel you, but, and, not but, and. It's worth it. It's worth it. We're not going to die if somebody doesn't like us, even though it feels that way, right? The more you nurture the scared part of you, the more momentum and energy you have that can be directed towards action. Okay. All right, let's get a journal prompt for you from my journal prompt deck. Journal prompt for Leo. Yeah, number 80. Which emotion do you have the most difficulty expressing and why? Yep. Some of you may have difficulty expressing joy because it is that joyful, joyous part of you. When you're in joy, let's put it this way, when you're in joy is when you are the most creative and bold and therefore potentially disruptive, right? So you may have stifled joy. Some of you may also have been stifling grief, sadness, because you held yourself back for so long. It's going to be different for each and every one of you. But this question is just an invitation to start re-owning that emotion. Acknowledge what you've been suppressing. Maybe for some of you it's anger, right? And the question is not which emotion do you have the most difficulty owning or feeling. It's which emotion do you have the most difficulty expressing. So this is, again, implication that it's time for you to actively, outwardly express who you are. Okay? No more holding back, no more hiding in the water. Well, it's interesting that we've got not only that scrying card with water, but then the Four of Cups with water. And you're a fire sign. So it's almost like the water has been dimming down your fire, All right, let's get a closing message from Into the Lonely Woods. Closing message for the collective of Leo, please, Spirit. Closing message for the collective of Leo. For a crystal, I'm hearing aquamarine. Very interesting. If you want to work with any crystal energies, aquamarine is coming forward. I'm also hearing ruby. Those are two very different crystals. Interesting. Also, the energy of daisy, the flower daisy, is coming forward. Closing message for Leo. Number 41, realizations. Okay, let's see what the guidebook says. So often we are distracted. We churn through the day, too busy to see, to hear, to feel, and to think. The soul starves within us, but in a time of aloneness, we can come to moments of deep realization where we begin to understand so much more. Honor those moments when they come within this time and space. The key to moving into a more soulful and rich connection with yourself and the world lies in these more lonesome times. You will have moments of realization that are the key to your entire life taking a different shape in the days to come. And this is a great blessing, born from the quiet, the stillness, the space around and within us in isolation. Leo, I feel like maybe you fell into a robotic routine and it was soul crushing in some way, whether this was with your work, a relationship, maybe even your relationship to yourself. It could be anything. But you stifled your authentic energies and therefore fell into some kind of like automated, robotic routine in the way that you were showing up. And it was just soul crushing. And so you have taken a step back. You have taken alone time. It was necessary. But this card is validating that you have learned so much. Gosh, you've learned so much from this time on the sidelines. And I feel like you're ready now to step back in and play the game again and show up more authentically than ever before. As soon as you're ready, it's time. All right, Leo. Thank you for letting me read for you. I hope this was helpful or at least thought-provoking. I will be putting this journal prompt in the description box along with several others. They will help you to integrate everything and take your inner work a little bit deeper, so be sure to check those out. I'll see you next time. Bye.